Let me start by saying this. I enjoyed The Wizard of Oz at the Sphere, and I recommend it. It's an amazing show, and the Sphere itself is a true bucket list venue. This is one of the best shows to experience it with. That said, if I'm being honest, the experience does have some room for improvement. In this video, I'll share a few things I wish were different, along with some issues other people have pointed out that they weren't fully happy with. If you're planning to go, it's important to know these ahead of time so you don't end up disappointed. And stick around because I'll also share one big concern that could put you in a tough spot and potentially cost you hundreds or even thousands of dollars. The first issue is the Apple drama, which created some unnecessary stress for people. In the movie, there's a scene where apples fall from the trees, and Sphere actually dropped real foam apples into the audience. It was a fun moment, but for those who didn't catch one, frustration set in as they watched others grabbing multiple while they got none. Then came the opportunistic eBay listings, with apples selling for a few $100s each, which made the whole thing go viral. Luckily, Sphere eventually stepped in and started selling them for $10 a piece, but they sold out in just 30 minutes. Now I'm hearing complaints that fewer apples are being dropped during the show, with some people suspecting Sphere is holding them back for merch sales instead. Others are upset because what they thought was a rare collectible suddenly feels cheapened by being sold as $10 merchandise. I do think Sphere made the right call by offering them for sale, but I was hoping they package them nicely in a display box or sell a different version, so the ones caught during the show would still feel like something special. If you want to learn more about the Apple drama or see which seats give you the best chance at catching one, check out this other video on my channel. Another criticism is how expensive the show is. For a family of 4, you're looking at around $500 for the cheapest tickets, and that's without food, drinks, or souvenirs. It's definitely on the steep side. Make sure to subscribe for my full detailed review of the show so you can decide for yourself whether it's really worth dropping that kind of cash. And you know what else is pricey? The merch. A hat or water bottle goes for about $50. Backpack is $90. T-shirts range from $30 to $45, and even a magnet costs $12. I know die-hard fans might still think it's worth it, but part of me wishes the prices were a little more reasonable. As far as the movie experience itself, some people aren't happy that 27 minutes were cut from the original, which made the story feel a bit choppy at times. They also pointed out that some of the added elements looked blurry and certain characters had plasticky expressions. So if you're a huge fan of the movie and compare the original with this reimagined version, you might notice a lot of issues that others may not pick up on. Personally, I didn't notice too much of these issues, and they didn't take away from my overall experience. Another big controversy is how the show is advertised. A lot of people assume this movie is entirely the work of AI, when in reality it's the result of a massive effort by human artists working alongside AI technologies. I don't know the exact percentage of what was done by AI versus humans, but we do know that more than 2,000 people were involved, and it took 2 years to bring this production to life. I'm actually glad to see that artists are still an essential part of this kind of project. I don't want a world where everything is done by AI and robots. Let me know what you think in the comments below. In my opinion, the biggest disappointments come from the program logistics. From the moment I got inside the Sphere, everything just felt rushed. I didn't know where to go or what to do first, and I ended up wasting precious time bouncing around in the atrium. If I had known what was there ahead of time, I would have spent my time differently. My biggest gripe was that I completely missed the post-show, so make sure to watch my full review coming up soon so you can make the most of your time there and avoid making the same mistakes I did. Another big problem is people coming in late after the show has already started. With how tight the space is, everyone has to stand up to let them pass. So when one person is late, half the row ends up standing, and it's very disruptive. Some people said the opening scene was a magical moment for them, but I'll never know because I was too busy dealing with the commotion. I really hope Sphere starts urging people to be in their seats at least 10 minutes before showtime, so everyone can enjoy the full experience without interruptions. Another thing I wish were different is having to walk outside for 15 to 20 minutes in the hot sun just to get to the Sphere from the Venetian. To be fair, when the bridgeway is open, it's an indoor walkway and by far the best way to reach the Sphere. But when it's closed, the only option is to exit through the Palazzo and walk outdoors along Sands Avenue. If I were spending good money to stay at the Venetian, I'd expect a better route to the Sphere. Maybe Sphere could work with the Venetian to allow showgoers access through the conference areas. That would make the whole experience a lot more pleasant. Another small gripe I have is with the legs outside the Sphere. I really love the idea. It's clever and whimsical. Unfortunately, when I was there, the legs were fenced off and looked a little deflated. I did notice they weren't fenced off during the premiere event for influencers, which makes sense for a special occasion, but it would be nice if regular showgoers had the same photo opportunity. Even just taking the fences down an hour before showtime would make the experience feel more special. Sphere is the most technologically advanced venue, but it's not without its challenges. During the movie, some people reported black spots appearing on the screen that were quite distracting. In some cases, those spots lasted for half the show. The good news is that they're usually fixed quickly afterward, so the next showing typically doesn't have the same issue. Still, they do happen, and some guests aren't happy about it. A few were able to get replacement tickets, so depending on your schedule, it might be worth asking if you can see the movie again. Some people were surprised to find themselves dealing with vertigo or motion sickness during the show, and a few even had to leave because of their symptoms. To be fair, when you buy tickets on Ticketmaster, there is a warning about this, but I think a lot of people either overlooked it or assumed it wouldn't affect them. If you're sensitive to motion, just keep this in mind before you go. Unfortunately, I don't believe refunds are offered if you miss the entire show because of health issues, and I hate for anyone to spend that kind of money only to feel miserable. So what's the big one you really need to know? Well, apparently, Sphere has canceled some future showtimes for unknown reasons. It's not like they cancel on the same day or the next, but if you've booked a trip weeks or months in advance, your show could suddenly disappear from the schedule. For people who are flexible, that might not be a huge deal, but for those who booked non-refundable tickets and hotels just to see this show, it could mean losing hundreds or even thousands of dollars if the trip has to be canceled. So make sure to book refundable options whenever possible. And if you do end up in that situation, I hope you'll still find ways to enjoy your Vegas trip and make the most of it. I hope this video gave you a clearer picture of the Wizard of Oz show at Sphere. Like I said, I enjoyed it and I'd recommend it, but now you've got the inside scoop to plan smarter and avoid the biggest pitfalls. If this was helpful, please give the video a like and let me know in the comments if you've been to the show and experienced any of these issues. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll be sharing the best tips in the full review video coming up next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.